you all have reached enough level of completion to mirror exact the neuron activity happening in my brain. So understand, please listen, all of you have reached enough level of completion to mirror whatever is happening in my brain, the neuron activity. Now, when I am narrating this experience, I wanted to tell you with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing. I'll tell you the exact truth. As it happened, authentically. When I am going to narrate, that same experience I will be letting it happen in my brain. I will be letting that same experience, that same neuron activity happen in my brain. So just sit and listen from the space of feeling connection. You will see the same neuron activity just mirroring in your brain. Understand? All of you are clear? Please listen. It was around the age of 11 and a half, before my enlightenment experience. Maybe 11. One day, as usual, I was going around the temple. Actually, temple was the place I was brought up, literally brought up. That is why some of our ashramites and swamis trying to buy the house in which I was brought up. They were trying to buy the house. I said, if you have to make a memorial for the place where I was brought up, where I was born can never be bought because it is a government hospital. If you have to make a memorial in the place where I was brought up, you should make the memorial in the temple, not in the house I was brought up, because I spent more time in the temple than the house I was supposed to be brought up, the house where my parents were staying. The moment I remember the temple, the joy experience, I can say that the temple was the place, everything for me in my life. So early morning, 4:30, the temple elephant will carry the water pot for the deity's bath, sacred bath. It will go crossing the street where we used to live. From my family temple, it will go to the main temple. My whole family and the community was very closely associated to temple and its administration. So from my family temple, that water pot will go every morning on the elephant. They will be beating the drums and all that. The moment I hear that sound, actually I would have woken up much earlier, But the moment I hear that sound, I'll be joining the team and going and opening the temple. And the night, when the deity is put to bed, only then I will come. And then after that, I have 2-3 other appointments. Going and seeing Ram Surat Kumar, spending little time with him in the cremation ground. He used to live in the cremation ground for quite a long time. Then he moved near the temple on small house. Wherever he is, I'll go and sit with him and spend time with him. And then late night, I'll come back to the house. So one day, when I was going around the temple, behind the main shrine, there is a small 4-pillared hall structure. And below that structure, there is a small kind of a cave structure. That's also a small 2-pillared structure. It can be said as cave, looks like cave. Suddenly I saw one young sadhu walking out of that cave place. This is the small cave out of which that young sadhu walking out. See this 4-pillared structure and the small 2-pillared structure. From that small 2-pillared structure, one young sadhu walked out. I used to think it was a cave because of the darkness inside. Young sadhu walked out. If I have to describe his beauty and grace, young, well built, long hair with the sacred ash on the face and kumkum and rudraksha, only one dhoti in the hip and only one towel on the shoulder, bare chest, whole body was literally shining. Shining means really shining. Glowing in the golden color. Maybe I can equate this photograph. I can't say exactly like this photograph because in this photograph they painted him more bluish. When I saw him, it was not bluish. It was more a golden color. And there was no snake around his neck or a moon around his neck. Just a very normal human form. But an extraordinary grace. The towel was only up to the lower knee level, not the whole dhoti, lower knee level, and one towel on the, you can't call that as a full dhoti, little smaller than dhoti, and one towel on the shoulder, rudraksha, rudraksha in the hands also, shining. Hair was left free, but it was so beautiful, you can feel it is almost like a Dakshinamurti's jata. It was standing on its own beautifully. Long hair. And the main thing I have to tell, wide smile. The moment I saw him, I went and touched his feet. Any sadhu I see, I'll go and touch the feet, and now such a graceful sadhu. I ran and touched his feet. He smiled at me and very loving way just put his hand on my head. First sight itself, I experienced the deep feeling connection. Such a strong, deep feeling connection. As usual, I have regular questions for any sadhus I see. You are from where? Who is your guru? And what do you do? Have you achieved enlightenment? In Tamil I used to ask, Atma Sakshatkar Ayiricha Ungalukku? Means have you achieved the enlightenment experience? And can you teach me? My usual questions. I started asking some my same usual questions. He smiled and he started answering. Other than the question, who is your guru? He answered everything. And then some ordinary topics. Those days the ordinary topics means what? When is the next Utsavam in the temple? Why are they not putting enough flowers on the deity nowadays? Which Utsavam, when they are celebrating, why they are celebrating, why they are not celebrating. These are our gossips. The whole city will have gossip only about temple. Whether you talk good things or bad things, it will all be about temple. Good things will be, oh, nowadays lot of crowd is coming for the temple. Bad thing will be, why they are not maintaining the temple properly. That's all will be the maximum rumor, gossip we know. And all these small talks I was having. He was also sitting and having all these small talks with me. And who is who in the town? Who is doing what? Tell her to wake up. Please sit straight. Don't miss initiation. Such an amazing moment. Don't miss. Please sit straight. So he was having all small talks with me. I was also having small talks. I still remember. I even spoke about one temple priest having an affair with a temple dancer girl. No. He spoke even about those things to me. I still remember. He was telling, do you see this big street Brahmin continuously going to that 4th street? Why is he all the time going there to her house? I said, yes. And he goes there and directly comes to temple also. Doesn't even go to house and takes bath. We were having all these small talks. I still remember in Tamil he was telling, Patya, அந்த பெரிய தெரு குருக்கள் ஒத்த வடத்திற்கு வாரம் போயிட்டு வரார் பத்தியா. So all these small talks are also we were having. I don't know how. The day one itself we became so intimate, so close. It's not that he spoke only about Vedanta, enlightenment, the techniques to achieve enlightenment and science of enlightenment, Advaita. He even spoke who is going with whom, who is doing what. Somehow I became very close, intimate. Within one day. if I have to give the essence of my first meeting with him, I won't call Advaita, I won't call enlightenment, I won't call spirituality, I won't call I met a guru and all that. I will only say, essence of that first day meeting is friendliness. He radiated. God. The amount of friendliness I felt with him, that love I felt with him. Love is a too poor word, stupid word sometimes. Friendliness, that seems to be more right word. Friendliness to the extreme, to the extent, even when I am sitting next to him, I'll feel like I'll put one of my finger on him, on his body, on his leg, or on his hand. I'll just put one of my finger on him. Just want to be touching him. Or I'll just hold his little finger. I'm sitting and talking. One thing I wanted this to be on record. I don't want to say only I saw him, because when I was sitting and talking, the watchmen who walk in that area, or one or two people who come there to fetch water from the temple tank, they all did not look at me very weird. See, if I was sitting and talking alone, they would have looked at me very weird. They did not look at me very weird. The way they looked at me, I am sure he was seen even by them, not just by me. This sadhu whom I am talking about, he was not just seen by me, even they have seen him. I don't know how they saw him, but they were not looking at me weird. See, if you are sitting alone and talking, people who walk around, they will naturally look at you weird. You will know by how they see you, they are looking at you weirdly or just casually. I don't remember any of them talking to him or he talking to them back. But I remember very clearly few people were walking. Many times when I was sitting and talking with him, few people will walk here and there. They won't look at me like I am sitting alone and talking. They will just see as if two people are sitting and talking, and they will walk. They will go. And I have also not seen anybody coming near me or near him out of curiosity and trying to touch his feet and all that. Usually when the people see the sadhus, they will try to come and touch the feet. That I have not seen. But I remember people not looking at me weirdly. The exact spot where he was sitting and I was sitting with him and speaking, you can see. That's the exact spot where he used to sit. I used to sit and speak. He will sit on the step where I am sitting now, and I will sit one step below. Sometimes he will sit the upper step, one step above. I will sit where I am sitting now. But in these few steps only we will usually sit. And those days that grill gate was not there. The gate was, I think, different, maybe wood. I don't know. I don't remember now. But I don't think it was a grill gate. Anyhow, this is where we used to sit. So the day one, the essence from my memory I can collect, the essence of day one's meeting was extraordinary friendliness. It was not all about Advaita, all about spirituality, all about enlightenment. Even though my questions were all about enlightenment, he was not speaking only about enlightenment. He was making jokes, comments. funny observations about various things. I'm not able to remember that every statement by statement, sentence by sentence, but one thing I can recollect is that extraordinary friendliness he radiated and the space he gave me. I did not even feel like asking him when I started holding his toe or his little finger. I slowly put my hand on his toe and see how he responds. And I've never seen him resisting, so I'll just hold his toe. I used to think the more you are touching his body, more energy will pass. Like electricity connection. That's the belief I had, and he was so friendly. Not only he did not resist, he entertained. That's the exact word I should say, he entertained. So first day I went up to holding the toes. I did not want to irritate him also. And sitting holding his toes. I think I was sitting his right side. So I was holding his left toe. He was sitting folded legs. I was holding his left toe. Maybe that is why I got Devi's grace first. Left side is Devi's. Na? But the amount of hair he had, still I am wondering. It used to be up to the thighs, his thighs. That long, thick. Whenever I see long hair, I will remember him only. Anyhow, it became late night. Usually the temple watchmen, they will just go around to lock the temple, to see whether anybody is there inside the temple before locking. Those days, I was very close to the watchmen, so they will say, sometime, if I am sitting, hey, if you want to sleep here itself, sleep, but don't come in between the night and ask us to open the door to go out. If you want to leave, leave now. Or you sleep here with us itself. But don't ask us in the middle of the night, you want to go to the house, open the door. What do you want to do? They'll give me the option. Sometime I'll go out and sometime I'll sleep there itself. Usually I'll go out because early morning to take bath, again I have to go to the house only. The temple, inside temple, the bathroom and the restroom, we will not be able to use. So we will have to go to the house only to take bath and get ready. And I also had deities, I have to do puja, my personal deities. So I have to go to the house only. So it became late night. And I remember the watchman telling in Tamil, Samingla, Enchiponga, time achi, koil putno. So with this word, I can be sure that he was seen even by the watchman, because the watchman addressed in plural. He said, "O Swamis, go out we will have to lock the temple. Go to your home, we have to lock the temple. So he did not address as a Swami, he addressed as Swamis. Oh Swamingla, means he was also seeing him. That is why he addressed as both Swamis. Go out. We will have to lock the temple. Then I looked at him and told him, where are you staying? He said, I am staying in the temple only. But actually, some of the sadhus were staying in the temple at that time. They were all having their own small caves. I thought, he is also staying here in one cave. I said, okay, then I am going to the... He said, all right, go to the house and take bath and sleep and do your puja and come back tomorrow. I told him, if I come back tomorrow, can I see you? He said, yes, anytime come here and call my name, I will come out. I am here only. And he showed the cave. I was thinking that as a cave at that time. So I went to the house. I tell you, just visualize when you fall in love first time and you are waiting to meet the person again next day morning, how the clock will not move. That is exactly I was feeling. I was sitting, every 10 minutes I will see the clock. I had one small alarm clock for me to get up and go to the temple. That clock will make such a noise. Everyone in the house will curse that clock and me early morning, every day. So I'll wake up and see the clock. It's only 12 o'clock. I'll lie down, sleep. Again, when I wake up and see the clock, it's only 12:10. Actually, I moved the needle. I wanted to make it as 4 o'clock. Because 4 o'clock they'll open the temple door. Then I thought, if I move only my clock, how can I make them open the temple? I waited. Around 2:30, 3 o'clock, I could not handle anymore. I ran and took bath, did all my puja. 4 o'clock, I came and stood in the street for the elephant to come to the temple. An elephant came as usual. It came around 4, 5. But that 5 minutes I cannot tolerate. I can't handle. What happened to the elephant fellows? Nowadays they are not following the tradition properly. I cursed his father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather, his whole Vamsa. These fellows don't do anything properly nowadays. Finally, that elephant and all the team came. Only that day I was feeling this elephant is walking very slow. Finally, we reached the temple and they opened the temple gate. I ran to this cave where I met him. Usually I will run to the main Garbha Mandir, main sanctuary, and have darshan, only then go anywhere. But today directly I ran. I called him Swami, Swami. Immediately he came out again. He sat. I was sitting and talking to him. I told him, whole night I was thinking about you only. I saw his face expression. He was pleased, I think. He was smiling. And I saw him, that time itself he was dressed as usual, means one dhoti, saffron color, not the color exactly I am wearing, little light color, which we used to have earlier, that light color, and one towel on the shoulder. He was already ready with all his vibhuti and kumkum and rudraksha. I asked him, you finished your puja? That's the usual question. He smiled and he did not answer. Many of the questions you will just smile in a very mystical way or mischievous way. You can say both blunder of mystical and mischievous. Mischievous, mystical. So again, second day also I sat with him and we were speaking so many things. I remember whole day passed, and I also remember in a carrier, a single carrier vessel, in Tamil they call it Tukuvali. In that vessel, he brought food and gave me the temple prasadam. It was a copper vessel, I still remember, with the cover. I ate. He also ate with me. He was clean shaven. Only hair in the head, long hair, but no moustache or beard. Clean shaven. Was looking very young. If I have to assess his age, it will be, I will surely assess less than 30. I can say 25 to 30. That is what I will assess. But well built and graceful. A tall figure. Very graceful, must be 6 feet tall and very graceful, well built. Again we were sitting and talking. More than talking, I know it was just spending time together. Today I got little courage, so I started holding his little finger. Only when he is talking, when he raises the hand to do some gesture, I'll shift my hand to his leg, his toe. Otherwise, I'll be holding the hand. It went on for many days, weeks. In 10-15 days, I can say, he became almost just breath of my life. My day is like whole day I'll be with him, whole night I'll be waiting for him, that's all. How many of you wait to come for the morning satsang to see me? Then all of you can understand what I am saying. You just wait for the next morning to happen, to rush and see him. I know, I wake up only to see him. When I wake up, he is there in my eyes. When I open my eyes, I want to see his form. When I close my eyes, his photo is there inside. If I have to describe my relationship or what was happening at that time with him, I should tell you this story. There is a beautiful example in Upanishad. Upanishad is the source book of Hinduism, just like Bible for Christianity, Quran for Islam. Vedas are the source book of Vedic Hindu tradition. And Upanishads are the main chapters of the Vedas based on which our life is running. Upanishads are more like instructions and truths about life. So in one Upanishad there is a beautiful story. In a tree, huge tree, there was a small bird which used to jump from branch to branch. Sometime it will eat sweet fruit in the tree and jump. Some other branches will have a bitter fruit. When it eats the bitter fruit, understand it's a very beautiful simile or a example with an amazing truth. When that small bird eats the bitter fruit, it will feel pain. On that same tree, on the top of the tree, there was a big bird sitting, golden color, shining. That big bird neither eats bitter fruit nor eats the sweet fruit. It just sits in the peace and silence, completion. It's radiating its glory. This small bird, which is running between these lower level branches, sometime when it eats the sweet fruit, it feels joyful, and bitter fruit, it feels bad. When it feels bad, it look up and see the big bird and think, see that bird, so beautiful, he's so graceful, he doesn't have any pain, any suffering. Why not me also become like that? So it will think, yes, let me go near that bird and become like that bird. It will start jumping towards that bird. But when it is going towards that bird, suddenly on the way, it will eat some fruit which is very sweet. The moment it eats the sweet fruit, it will forget that big bird and it will start eating more fruit till it lands on the bitter fruit again. The moment it eats the bitter fruit again, it will look up and say, I should become like that bird. And then again it will start going towards that big bird. This small bird is spending all his life like this, jumping here, there, suddenly looking up when it eats the bitter fruit. But when it eats the sweet fruit, forgetting the big bird, forgetting everything, just eating the sweet fruits. Finally one day, by jumping like this small bird has somehow reached very near the big bird. And one fruit which that small bird ate was so bitter, it decided not to look this side and that side, it just locked its mouth, and straight went near that big bird. When it went near that big bird, the more it went near, it felt he himself is the reflection of that big bird. And more and more and more when he went, he just merged and became one with that big bird. I don't even need to explain the concept behind the story, I think now. I've explained the example so clearly. The concept I don't even need to explain, all of you understood, I think. But I'll try to give a few more words for you to understand the concept. Big bird is the cosmic enlightened being. Paramatma, small bird is you, the individual soul. The bitter fruit is the incompletions and pains and sufferings. Sweet fruit is the once in a while small joys, completions you experience. When you experience little sweet things in the life, kind of a fulfillment, you forget about Paramatma. But when you get into the bitter fruit, you immediately remember and look up. And here, there, jumping. Somehow, when you really eat a bitterest fruit, and you decide after that you will never open the mouth again, means you will never allow any more incompletions, and straight look up and move near him, you will understand first you will understand you are his extension. Next you will understand you are just his shadow. Third you will understand you are just his presence. Fourth you will understand you are he. Exactly. This is the exact relationship I had with him. I can say he was my everything. Everything. One day in course of conversation, I was telling him the story, some incident about one of the great saintly enlightened disciple of Ramana Maharshi. That disciple used to write the teachings of Ramana Maharshi, and every day he will bring it and show it again to Ramana Maharshi. And if there is some mistake, spelling mistake or grammar mistake, Bhagavan will edit in his own hand, with his own handwriting. So, that sadhu, by the time actually I know his name, I asked his name, he said, Arunagiri Yogishwara. I know his name by then. So I asked Arunagiri Yogishwara, I was telling about this story, then Arunagiri Yogishwara smiled and said, maybe that is the way that Swami was trying to get the handwriting of Ramana Maharshi in his notebook. And he also made a comment, just to get the Ramana Maharshi's handwriting, this Swami will make more and more mistakes. The moment I heard, immediately I thought I got a very brilliant idea. I thought I will also start writing and bring the notebook to you. You will pen down, you will write, I will keep your handwriting with me. And I did it. At least I had 3-4 notebooks. It's very unfortunate that we are not able to get those notebooks now. Let's see, Kal Bhairava will get it for us. Two, three notebooks and 1 or 2 diaries where I will try to pen down in the night whatever I could remember we spoke. and then purposely make mistakes in writing and bring it to him next day. He will also read and smile, and purposely he knows I have done mistake purposely and he will write few lines, few words on it, and he will do editing, means like a crossing or adding. And I very clearly remember he has signed even once, Arunagiri Yogishwara. So many things. We used to speak. Once I remember he told me that don't go around and tell everyone that you are every day meeting me and talking to me. I took that as an instruction. I never asked why. That was one good thing I had. If I accept somebody as my guru, that's all. I will simply surrender. No question of why, what and all that. Before accepting, I will ask all the questions. The moment I accept, after that no questions asked. That was my lifestyle. Everything was going well. I remember him talking to me about various subjects. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Vijnana Tantra, Upanishads. I even remember taking 4 Upanishad book to him, which was given to me by Isaki Swamigal. Tamil translation of the 4 Upanishads. And where he opened and read out some lines and explained some lines to me. And I had the fortune of directly singing the Devarams of Jnana Sambandar to me. I have heard some of the great songs, Devarams, from his own mouth. I even asked him once, how do you know all this? He said in Tamil, இங்கேயே தானே இருக்கேன், இங்கேயே தானே பாடிட்டு இருக்காங்க, அதனால கேட்குறேன், அதனால தெரியுது. He said, I am here only all the time, na, and they are singing all the time here. Na. So I am listening, so I know. These are all that mystical, mischievous answers. With more time passing, I got more comfortable with him. I ate with him. I slept in his lap. Sometime he will sit, I will lean on him and stretch my leg. He was never just a guru. He was far more than that. Far, far, far more. He was much more than any fantasy you guys can have about Guru. He was just too much beyond any fantasy you can have about Guru and how you should be living with Guru. Whatever fantasy you guys may be having, how you should be living with Guru, I have lived 1,000 times more and beyond with him. He is the fulfillment of all existing and possible fantasies. That's the word I will utter. Existing and possible fantasies of a guru-disciple relationship. I have seen him materializing. I have seen him flying. I have seen him perform all types of miracles. I have seen him teaching me all these siddhis. While he teaches, he will perform and show. I have seen him bringing the moon directly in front of me. Understand, I am neither lying nor I am a brain deranged person. I am neither lying nor my brain is deranged. I am not telling you any stories. I am telling you the truth as it happened. I have heard about so many scriptures from him. Never he will take more than few minutes to explain any scriptures to me. Immediately he will show through some miracle or just like experience he will transmit. Any samyama he has to teach, he will just teach through experience. Whether the way he looks, sits, carries himself, or the words he utters, or the joy he radiates, or the friendliness he radiates, or the way he taught, everything is beyond fulfilling any possible fantasies. I have seen him making disappear the whole world other than both of us, or showing everything inside him. I have seen him showing Vishwarupa, that everything is he. So much he has transmitted to me. I don't know whether I will be able to transmit all that to humanity, at least put it in record. The time of next 126 years, I am going to be using this body. So much he has transmitted. So much he has taught. All was going well. Almost he became my life breath. And I will even carry food from the house and he will eat. One great thing with my mother, she is such a sweet person, never, ever, she will say no to people, food. Any sadhu comes, any beggar comes, my mother's father is such a person, still outside his house they have two small tanks made out of stone, where they will pour water for the dogs, cows, which walk in the street for them to drink. Still they have the tradition. Even if the food is remaining, they will mix it with the water and keep it for the cow. Means not the own, their cows are pet dogs. For the stray dogs, for the stray cows, which goes around in the street. And I remember my father's side grandmother also, she will also feed any stray dog. She will get them. Somehow she will become friends with them and feed them. If they have some skin disease, she will take them to the hospital. Whether it is the sadhus or pets or beggars, my house was always open. My mother was a typical village lady waiting to feed people. So whenever I wanted to take food for some sadhus, she will immediately pack and give. She will never have a second word. She will never grumble, grudge, nothing. She will immediately pack and give. She will only ask, Swami, what do you want? You want idli or you want rice? Idli means breakfast, rice means lunch and dinner, both. That's all. That is the only two menu. That is a standard menu. In any middle class house in the village, this will be the standard menu. She will ask, what do you want? And whatever I say, she will pack and give. I have seen Arunagiri Yogishwara eating with me. One day I told him, please you come to the house, my house. And he laughed and said, you come to the place where I am staying. House where I am staying. The moment he said, I know, wow, it's such an opportunity. I said, come on, take me. You only never took me. I told him, come on, take me. You never took me to the house where you are staying. Take me to your room. I thought inside that cave only he is staying. I know in Tiruvannamalai temple there are so many caves, and I have seen the cave size of where 1,000 people can sit. Please understand, in Tiruvannamalai I have seen the caves, such huge, large size caves, 1,000 people can sit. That size caves I have seen, with water facility and lighting, the natural lighting and water. I have seen the caves. So I thought maybe this cave will lead to his cave where he is staying. And I also know in Tiruvannamalai temple there are many underground paths, subways. So I asked him, take me to the place where you are staying. He said, come on, let's go. He entered into that cave by bending, and I remember he just held my hand and pressed. Please understand, now I wanted to put this on record. First time when he pressed the hand, I lost body consciousness. All these days I was with him, I never lost body consciousness. First time I lost body consciousness. So, from this moment, whatever I am describing, I do not know whether physically I was part of that scene or I was taken out of my body and this experience happened. I am not able to be clear. Because the moment he pressed my hand to pull me inside the cave along with him, I lost the body consciousness. And even the scenes I remember after this were not like this worldly. He just walked into a cave and I also walked with him, and suddenly the cave opened and we came out and I saw a huge banyan tree, little bigger than our Biddi banyan tree. It was Arunachala hill, that much I can very clearly say. And the huge banyan tree. And maybe some 20, 30 sadhus were sitting around the seat of the Guru. The seat of the Guru was empty. They were all sitting down, meditating. The moment he walked in, all of them got up and stood and did namaskar. The way they bowed down, I know he is the Guru of that area, means Guru of that group. He went and straight sat on the Guru's seat. The way he went and sat authoritatively, I know he is the Guru. And all of them are his disciples, very elderly sadhus with a long beard, just like you listen and see in the stories. How the Dakshinamurti used to be sitting under the banyan tree and all his old disciples used to sit. That's exactly the scene. The scene happened in Kailasa, happening in Biddi. Was literally happening. I saw. The way he went and sat. Literally he sat like Dakshinamurti only. He just went and put his leg little this way, that's all. That's the way he sat. Where he put the left leg on the right leg and little closer he kept. Then usual posture of Dakshinamurti you see. This is exactly the way he sat. And he started answering some of the questions they all asked. They were addressing him with so much of reverence. And they all fell flat when he sat in his seat and did namaskar and sat up. I was the only small boy in that group, but I was looking around and seeing all of them. Maybe after some time, their attention turned on me and one person said, "Who is this person? He is the only person without kavi here, who is not a swami, sannyasi." That kind of it did not exactly meant I am not a sannyasi or a person without having kavi, something like that. Because I was with my school uniform. I remember very clearly that dark blue and light blue. Must be, because 11 means by the time I've already started going to the high school, 6th grade. So dark blue and light blue. In Indian villages, kids will not change they will wear the uniform even in the holidays. They may not go to school, but they will be always wearing the uniform only, same dress only. I still remember the half trouser of dark blue and shirt of light blue. That was the school uniform. And immediately that's all, my Kundalini. I said, I may not be wearing kavi, I am also sannyasi only. And I saw Arunagiri Yogishwara laughed. Then he said, then why you are not wearing kavi? I asked him, you give me kavi. He laughed and he looked. Immediately I saw one sadhu brought kavi clothes. And I did not even have a second thought to remove and throw my dress. I just removed all my dress. Naked I walked near him without even having a second thought. And he himself tied that kavi cloth in my hip like a dhoti. He himself tied it. I still remember, just tied the cloth and hugged me. Gave energization, put his hand on my head. Naturally, the experience was just out of the world. I came and sat in the group. Now I felt one with that group, and group also felt one with me. They did not feel now I am an outsider. One good thing, still I have that cloth given by him. Still the cloth is there. Because the cloth is there, I feel the experience is either happened in the physical plane or a metaphysical plane which gets converted to physical plane. See, there are some metaphysical experience which disappears when the conversion into physical plane happens. But there are some solid metaphysical experiences. It becomes physicality when it comes down to the physical plane. Like Ramakrishna had an experience of Rama giving him the pot full of porridge, a mud pot full of porridge. When he came down from that experience, he had the pot in his hand. The pot was there. The pot did not disappear. Only the Rama's form disappeared, but the pot was there. That did not disappear. So I can say this experience from the metaphysical plane, when it settled down into the physical plane, the items given remained. That is why I feel the experience has become physical biomemory in me. It remains as a physical bioenergy. And after some time we were sitting and discussing, and all those great yogis and sadhus, they were all talking for a few minutes, and then they all sat in silence for a few minutes. He was sitting gracefully. I neither felt like asking any question nor felt like talking. I can say from my observation that tree looked very real because the leaves were there, fruits were there, the bird's sound I remember, birds were there, and in the breeze the tree was moving. So once it became little dark, late evening, he said, "Come on, let's go back to the temple." I said, "Okay." Again, he brought me back. While we entered the cave, again he was holding my hand. When we came out of the cave to the place exactly where we entered, there only he just left my hand. I saw when he left my hand only, I came to the physical awareness. So either he took my metaphysical body to his metaphysical space, or he took my physical body itself to that metaphysical space. In these two, any one is possible. Because the cloth is there physically with me, I feel it was physical happening, but because it was completely otherworldly, looked out of the world, I am not able to say it is only physical. I will explain why in the Next, continuously, that's all. Now my ecstasy is too much. The ecstasy is too much. That new kavi, oh God. I was running around here and there, showing everyone I got the kavi, I got the kavi, I got the kavi. He left me in the temple saying that you can go now, and he went away inside his cave. First person I ran was my guru, Mata Vibhudananda Devi, Vibhudananda Puri. Her name was Kuppammal, local name. I ran to her and showed, see, I have kavi, I got kavi. But I did not get the joyful response from her. She became too serious. I did not actually expect serious response from her. I thought she will be very happy. She became very serious and asked, who gave you this kavi? I said, why? She said, giving kavi means they gave you sannyas. Actually, she was waiting to give sannyas to me. And how did they give sannyas without asking your father and mother? Now your father and mother, your parents will ask only me. Who gave you the kavi? I got little frightened. I told there is a sadhu in the temple. He gave me the kavi. Take me to him. She started telling, no one will give you kavi. You have stolen from some shop. Tell me that. Tell the truth. We will give it back to that shop. I will not tell your grandfather. My grandfather is well known in the city. In that village. So everyone will be afraid of my grandfather, mother's father. I won't tell your grandfather, otherwise I'll tell your grandfather you have stolen from some shop. I got more frightened. Oh God, what is this she's going to tell now? My grandfather I have stolen. I have not stolen, I only got it. Then I said, all right, I'll take you to that Swami, come. He only gave me, I have not stolen in any shop. She held me in her hand. She really believed I was stolen in some shop. The kids, when they go here and there in the shop, they will steal little candy, they will steal little sugar. She thought I have stolen. I told her that no, I have not stolen. I never steal, don't you know? She has high regard for me, but I don't know why. She was also confused. She wants to verify directly. When I took her directly to that cave, and I started calling Swami, 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 he did not come out. Almost 9 months. I know him. He is around me. Never he missed coming out. He did not come out. That's all. I was shocked. One side I have to prove to her I have not stolen. Other side she is now making a big ruckus that I have been given sannyas without the parents' permission. I did not bother even about any of those things, but he is not coming out. That was too much. Then she just held my ears and started turning it. Tell the truth, where you have stolen, which shop you have stolen. That's why they will treat in the Indian villages, the kids will be treated. She's my guru, that is why I left it. I allowed her. I said, no, from this cave only that Swami came out. She dragged me and took near that cave and showed me, whom are you trying to cheat? Is this the cave? She pushed that stone and showed me. Only then I realized it was not a cave, it was a sealed, solid stone. Please understand. Only then first time I realized, in that 9 months, it was a solid stone construction. It was not a cave. That is why I doubt whether Arunagiri Yogishwara taking me inside was a physical or metaphysical. Because I realized it is a stone construction, not a cave. Shock for me. She said, now I have no justification, because I am not able to get Arunagiri Yogishwara. I said it's a cave, it is not cave now anymore. I just stood. She was just turning my ears. I told her, stop, stop. And I pulled her right hand. I still remember. I told her, I promise in the name of Arunachaleshwara, on you, on me, I have not stolen this cloth. Only Arunagiri Yogishwara gave me. With that, I slapped on her hand. See, that is the usual way the kids will tell that, I swear. Swearing, I swear. That is the way I did that to her. In Tamil I said, அண்ணாமலையார் மேலையும் ஓம் மேலையும் என் மேலையும் சத்தியம் பண்ணி சொல்கிறேன், அவர் தான் இந்த துணி கொடுத்தாரு, நான் எங்கேயும் திருடலை. I told her, on Arunachala, on you, on me, I promise. I did not steal in any shop. Arunagiri Yogishwara only gave. He used to come out of this cave only. When I put my hand and did that satya, I can say maybe this is the first energy darshan I gave. No, the power of that experience was so alive. Maybe first time the brain, my neuron activity mirrored in her brain. Suddenly all her doubt, everything disappeared. All her doubt, skepticism, everything disappeared. Suddenly she kneeled down. I saw in her ears, in her eyes, the tears. Her ears, whole thing is completely listening to me. She said, "Unmaile solriyada? Are you telling the truth?" I said, "Yes." Now she has come to the space of listening to me. She is no more that doubting old lady. She asked, how he was looking. I described to her from where he came out. From this cave only he will come out whenever I call, and he will go in. She asked, "Did you ask his name?" I said, "Yes, I asked." She asked, "What is the name?" He said. Now it's like my zone. Suddenly with all my confidence I said, He said, his name is Arunagiri Yogishwara. That's all. She fell at my feet. She literally fell at my feet. I was shaken because she is my guru. She fell at my feet and she was weeping profusely with tears. She said, then she got up and again she was kneeling down and said, really da? Unmaileva da? I remember, I put my hand on her head also and said, Satyama Pati. Un thala mela Satyama solren. Means, promise, I swear on your head. It is truth. That's it. Maybe I can say it's a second energization for her. She said, hey, we are all meditating for years and doing tapas just to see him once. You really saw him? He gave you the kavi? You spoke to him? Now she is a complete theist. She is completely able to receive the experience I was telling. Even now I use this technique. If some of the disciples are arguing, not listening, I will just touch them. That's all. After that they will listen. They will come to the space of listening. Their energy will change, will become positive. That is why these guys who want to run away, they will never meet me. They know if they meet me, they will not be able to run away. They will disappear without meeting me. She cried, and she could not handle herself. She just left me and went away to the place where she is staying, to her house, which was actually like ashram. She gave that away to Tiruvannamalai temple. She first wanted to give it to me. When I said, no, what am I going to do? I am not going to be physically staying here in Tiruvannamalai. Then she gave it away to temple. Now temple owns that property. Now, I have a big issue. He is not coming. I felt I breached the word he told me. He told me never to tell anybody. I feel because I told Kuppammal, he is not coming, he is angry. So I shouted, screamed, Swami, please come, don't leave me like this. I will not do this mistake again, I will not tell anybody. Please don't be like this. But I could not see him coming out. One side when I remembered, she told me, Kuppammal told me, he is directly Mahadeva, Shiva. Living here in Arunachala. Ramana Maharshi talks about him. Great Siddhas have seen him. One side that was making my body just explode in joy, bliss. He himself came and gave Kavi to me. Other side, now he is not coming. So that was just squeezing my heart. If I have to describe exactly what I was going through, in Bhagavatam there is a beautiful story. One Gopika, wants to go and see Krishna, middle of the night. He is sitting in the forest and playing the flute. That sound is coming to her bedroom. Husband is not there. So she runs secretly to go and see him and come back. But the moment she came to the main door of the house, she saw the mother-in-law sitting and combing the hair of the daughter-in-law. Sister-in-law, sorry. Mother-in-law sitting and combing the hair of her sister-in-law. Even now in any Indian village, if you go and see, if you see 10 houses, in 5 houses you can see this scene. Mother sitting and combing the hair of the daughter on the doorstep. I thought, oh God, from the time of Bhagavatam we have not changed. 5,000 years tradition. Sitting on the door frame and mother combing the hair of the daughter. And removing that lice. This is almost like a 24-hour job. If they don't have, in those days, no other entertainment, na? Only this hair combing. You comb my hair, then I will comb your hair. So beautifully, Vyasa describes. I have to tell you the exact scene. The Gopika runs. The main door frame, the mother-in-law is sitting and the sister-in-law is sitting and she is combing the hair. Seeing that scene, she just stands in this door frame itself. Her door frame itself, and holding the door frame with one hand. One side, when she listens the music of Krishna's flute, all the extraordinary, ecstatic memory of the time she had with Krishna and the memory of Krishna, she is in bliss. Next moment, this sister-in-law and mother-in-law are sitting like buffaloes. Because both of them are there, she cannot go out. They will ask, hey, where are you going in the middle of the night? When husband is also not there, alone. So if she steps out of the house, her character will be questioned. And they are also hearing the music of the flute. I don't know, from that time I think this mother-in-law and sister-in-law never get your devotion and understand what you live and what you go through. Anyhow, whatever it is. Because mother-in-law and sister-in-law are sitting, she is not able to go. Because she is not able to go, the pain of separation was other side. Vyasa describes, the pain was like intense burning. And that bliss of her memory of Krishna was intense joy. This both happening again and again. Because of that pain, she burnt away all her incompletions. Because of that joy, she exhausted all her good karmas. Because she exhausted both, she just became enlightened and fell on the ground, liberated herself. Got liberated. This is the exact story I have to describe what I was going through at that moment. One side, now I know Mahadeva himself came. I am holding that kavi. I am touching that cloth again and again. He himself came and gave the kavi. The joy, ecstasy, pride, bliss, all that. The other side, the pain, he is not coming. The fear, he may not come at all anymore. I may miss him. That is too much. When these two happened, whatever the remaining little bit of good karmas I had got burnt by the joy and bliss, knowing that he himself lived with me and initiated me. Little bit of whatever bad karmas were left, they got burnt by that fear, whether he may not come at all. This bliss and joy and pain burnt both the karmas. I just dropped. I can say, by crying, I just slept away there itself. I should not even use the word slept. I fell into some state. I got lost. Anyhow, after some time, I think it was a late night, I was sleeping in the temple. I don't want to say sleeping, lying in the temple. The temple watchmen, they will come and wash the temple. Any festival day, they will come and wash the temple in the night. So usually, I will also help them. How to help? How I will help them? They will put the tube in the tap, and they will be having the broomstick and washing the floor. And we boys who are volunteering, we will have to just hold the tap and walk behind them, pouring water. That's the voluntary service we used to do. So, that watchman, temple watchman, he woke me up, saying, "Hey Samer Bhaiya," that is the way he will call me. Wake up, hold the pipe for me, I have to clean. And they are going to put the deity to bed, go and have the Garbha Mandir darshan and come back. Somehow that day, I think some festival. I think it was January 1st. But still I am not able to completely corroborate with other things. Anyhow, so the deity was put to bed a little late. He said, go and have darshan in the Garbha Mandir. They are going to close the Garbha Mandir. They are going to put the deity into the bed. Then come back and hold me the pipe. Hold the pipe for me to clean the floor. I said, okay, and I rushed. I was in that same space and state. I ran to the Garbha Mandir. I saw no priest was there, but Garbha Mandir was open. Those days, very few priests were in the temple. Many times, Garbha Mandir will be open and no priest will be there. The moment I entered the Ardhamandapa, the hall of the Garbha Mandir, to have darshan of the deity, the moment I looked up, I saw Arunagiri Yogishwara sitting on the Shivalinga. He was just sitting on the Shivalinga. I could not control myself. I screamed, "Swami, are you here?" Why you did not come when I called? I was talking all this and I was rushing near to touch him. Even though we were not supposed to enter the Garbha Mandir. I don't think I have entered the Garbha Mandir, but I rushed towards him. I don't remember whether I entered or not entered. I was not in that mood at all to follow the rule that I should not enter the Garbha Mandir and all that. I just wanted to touch him. I ran stretched my hand to touch him. He also stretched his hand. The moment my hand touched his hand, exactly that moment, I experienced, I saw clearly, he is me, I am him. It was just pure oneness. Pure oneness. That unclutching has happened exactly at that moment. After that, neither I missed him, nor I saw him separately. That is the exact moment, experientially, the unclutching. The pure Advaita happened. Whatever words you may use, Advaita, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Shivoham, the experience of that pure oneness happened as it is to stay once for all. I bless you all with all my integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching and causing. Let you all experience the ultimate, pure Advaita, the oneness. Shivoham. Shivoham. Ananda.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999, www.nityananda.org, www